This conference will now be
Okay,
recorded.
we can get start. You guys able to hear me right properly? Hello.
Yeah,
Okay.
you,
So yesterday we started discussing about the security model. Okay. As part of security model, we created business units like this, different business units: Korea, India, China, US, Europe. All these business units we created. After that, teams got generated. See, once we create a business unit with the same name, a team will be generated. That is also done. And we configured few users. Uh, we we have seen like how we can create different types of users in CRM. Okay, we created Dattu and Shavi as user from the admin portal. So that is also done. And after that, security roles. Okay, so we started discussing about security roles. Yesterday we created one security role. Okay, so we were planning to create four security roles, like salesperson, sales manager, sales associate director, and director. So roles, salesperson has the least role, and the sales manager has a higher privilege than salesperson and lower privilege than associate director. And the associate director has higher privilege than manager and lower privilege than director. And the director will have the highest privilege. And we already created one security role called salesperson. Uh, so here you have different types of role. So we created a salesperson security role, salesperson yesterday, and as part of salesperson, we defined the security matrix for account entity and employee entity. See, you have to configure the security matrix for all the entities, but for an example, we took these two entities. And these two entities create privilege, read privilege, write privilege, delete privilege, append to, assign, and share. So these are the roles, sorry, these are the privileges we need to configure. Okay, and for all these privileges, see, you have user level privilege, user level privilege, you have business unit level privilege, business unit, business unit level. Third one is parent child business unit level. Okay, and the last one is sorry, fourth one is organization level, and the last one is none. None means no privilege. Okay, we have user level privilege, business unit level, parent child level, organization level, and none. So on account entity create privilege, we have given like user level access. For all these, I gave user level access like this: user level write, user level delete. This append is we gave it like org level. Append to also I gave it like org level. You can also give it like user level. Assign, assign user level, share user level. Okay, employee entity also I gave the same thing. See, we already discussed in the previous session, it is not mandatory to give the same privilege to all the privileges. I mean, same this user level. See, create I gave user level, read I gave user level. It is not mandatory to give the same. See, you can create, you can give it like user level, read, you can give it like business unit level. It is up to you, depending on the requirement. Okay. So just for this example, I gave it like this. Okay. So this is also user level, share also user level. Okay. So this is how we configured salesperson security role. Okay. So salesperson security role is done. So user level create, user level read, user level write means what? if if he's the owner of that particular record, let's say Dattu logs into the system. Dattu logs into the system. Let's say for this HCL record, if he's the owner of that particular record, if Dattu is owner of the, let's consider that Dattu logs into the system. User is Dattu, and owner also Dattu only. So then he can do anything. He can create the record. He can modify the record. He can assign the record. He can share the record because we gave user level read, write, create, assign, and share. Okay, if he is the owner, he can do anything. If he is not the owner, he cannot do anything. Okay, if he is not the owner, he cannot do anything. So that is user level. So now we configured salesperson. So after that, what is the next security role that you have? Sales manager. So let's configure sales manager security role. Okay, let's create sales manager security role. Now we are going to configure sales manager security role. Okay, so let's go back to CRM. Okay, let's refresh it one more time. Settings, advanced settings. Now you need to go to settings. Okay, so in the URL, just remove everything and add settings only true. Okay, I just added like settings only true just to open the settings. Let it open. Okay, so let's click on settings, go to security. Here you need to go to security roles. Yesterday we configured few security roles, that is salesperson security role we configured. Now we will try to create sales manager. See, sales manager security role is not available in CRM. Now I wanted to create this particular security role called sales manager. See, if you want to create a new security role, you can directly create it, but that is not recommended. So the best approach to create a new security role is take the relevant security role. Okay, see, now I'm going to create sales manager. Who is the nearest security role to sales manager? I wanted to create a sales manager security role. Who is the nearest security role to sales manager? It might be a salesperson or it might be a associate director. I do not have associate director security role configured. So I'm going to open this particular salesperson security role and I'm going to copy this role. Okay, see, if you want to create a new security role, you should not start from the scratch. You can start, but if you start from the scratch, you need to modify a lot of things. Okay, you need to provide a lot of privileges inside your new security role. Instead, you can take the relevant security role. What is the relevant security role to sales manager? It is salesperson. You open the salesperson security role and copy this role and create a sales manager. Later you can modify the privileges. Okay, if you want to create a new security role, take the relevant security role to the security role which you wanted to create. Open that security role, copy the role, and create a new security role with the existing one. I'll show you how to create it. Now here it is showing all the security roles. See, we already created salesperson. Type salesperson. See, I already created salesperson security role. You can open the salesperson security role. Now I wanted to define sales manager. Now I wanted to define sales manager security role, right? So I am going to copy this particular security role, salesperson. Copy security role. Now I am giving the name like sales manager. Okay, so I'm giving the name like this. Okay, So applies to all users. Summary of core tables privileges. Okay, you can leave it like this. Okay, you do not need to modify anything. So let's click on copy rule. Says person could not be copied. Be- Please try again. Okay, what is the issue? Let's refresh one more time. Let's refresh one more time. Okay, now this is sales person. Click on copy role, enter role name, sales manager. Okay, click on copy role. Okay, why is it not copy role? So test 1, 2, 3 applies to role name. Click on copy role. Could not be copied. Okay, so why is it not getting copied? We shouldn't get any issue like this. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's take another security role, basic user. So I have basic user security role. Let's open this. This role is managed, cannot be edited. Okay, let's try to copy. Okay, or which role we can take it? You can take any role which is somewhat nearer to sales manager. Okay, I'm just checking the roles. So I have okay, let's take this support user. Try to copy sales manager, text, copy. Now I am creating a new role, new security role. See, okay, copy role and it privileges to sales manager. Okay, now it is done. Security role got created. Let's go back and try to open sales manager security role. See, this is sales manager security role. Okay, so this is the security role that I created. Okay, I didn't create it from the scratch. Instead, I copied the existing security role and created this role. You should do like this only. You can also create a new role. See, yeah, here you have new role option. You can click on it and create a new role. But if you create it from here, you need to modify a lot of things inside the security role. So that is why I do not want to do it. So that is why we copied from the existing one. Okay, so let's open the sales manager security role. So here, so show only, so this change it to show all tables. I want to check, I want to see all the tables. Table means entities. See, this is sales manager security role. We all know that Sales manager is having higher privilege than salesperson. For salesperson, what is the privilege that we gave? For salesperson, we gave user level access, user level create, user level read, user level write. All are user level. But here, sales manager is somewhat higher. He is having somewhat higher privilege than salesperson. So we need to provide little bit of higher privilege to sales manager. So I will give it like, let's copy this everything, copy, and for sales manager, paste it here. So so this is account entity, employee entity. Instead of user level, I wanted to give it like business unit level. See, this is, I'm giving business unit level create, business unit level read, business unit level update, business unit level delete, business unit assign, business unit share. For employee also same, create business unit level, read business unit, write business unit, delete business unit, assign business unit, share business unit. Okay, so all the privileges I gave it like business unit level. What is the meaning of business unit level? What is the meaning of business unit level? First of all, who are sales managers? Which users are sales managers in this list? See, from Hyderabad, Dattu and Shavya are working. Dattu is salesperson, Shravya is sales manager. Okay, so she is sales manager. So here, Robert is from New York business unit, and he also sales manager. So I have two sales managers. So for these two users, Shravya and Robert, I will provide the sales manager security role because they are sales managers. So if I assign sales manager security role to Shravya and Robert, what they can do? Let's say if they can go to account. Okay, let's consider that Shravya logs into the system. Okay, Shravya logs into the CRM. She is the user. Okay, Shravya. So now what I gave here, so let's come to account entity. This is account entity. So I gave account create as business unit level, account create as business unit level. In which business unit she is part of? Shavaya is part of. I gave account create permission as business unit level. So Shavaya is part of which business unit? Shavaya is part of which business unit?
Hyderabad.
Hyderabad business unit. In Hyderabad business unit, how many people are there?
Two.
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 Dattu and Shavya. So what is the permission that I gave? What is the permission that I gave? Business unit level create. Business unit level create. What does that mean? So Shavya has business unit level create account. So Shavya can create account records. Shavya can click on new account. She can create a record like Microsoft. She can create an account for herself. Herself means she can put herself as owner. Shravya as owner. Okay. So Shavya can create the records for herself, or or Shavya can create the records for Dattu. Okay, because she has the business unit level create. She has business unit level create. In her business unit there are two people, Shravya and Dattu. So Shravya can create an account record for herself, which means that owner will be the Shravya, or Shravya can create a record for Dattu. She can create a record, account record, and put the owner as Dattu. So she has the more power than Dattu, but Dattu cannot create a record for Shravya. Dattu can create a record for himself, but he cannot create a record for Shravya. But Shravya has business unit level create. Business unit, what is her business unit? It is Hyderabad. Hyderabad business unit level create, which means that how many whichever the people who are part of this particular Hyderabad business unit. Let's say in Hyderabad business unit we have 100 users. So for all those 100 users, Shravya can create a record. Shravya can create a record for Dattu. Shravya can create a record for herself. Shravya, let's say Ram is part of Hyderabad, so Shravya can create a record for Ram as well. So whoever is part of this particular Hyderabad business unit, Shravya can create a record for them. But in case of Dattu, he has user level create. This is user level create. User level means he can only create for himself, not for others. So that is the difference. If it is user level, he can only create for himself. If it is business unit level, you can create a record for yourself and also for others who are part of the same business unit. Are you getting this point?
Yes, sir.
Okay, clear, right? So this is business unit level create. What is read? Read means viewing. Read means viewing. Shravya has business unit level read, which means that Shravya can see the records which are created by herself. Shravya can see the records which are created by Dattu. Let's say Ram is also part of Hyderabad business unit and he is also sales person. Let's say he is also sales person. So Shravya can see the records of Dattu. Shravya can see the records of Shravya. Shravya can see the records of Ram. Okay, so Shravya has the visibility to see the records which are created under her BU, her business unit. So Dattu might create some records, right? That can be visible to Shravya. Ram created few records that can be visible to Shravya. Okay, so because why is it visible? Because she has business unit level read. Business unit level means her business unit is Hyderabad. Dattu and Ram are part of her business unit. So records created by Dattu, Ram, and Shavya are visible to Shavya because she has business unit level read. Write also same. Write means update. Update. So Shavya can update the records of Dattu. Shavya can update the records of Ram. Shavya can update the records of herself. I mean, the records which are created by Shavya, she can modify them. So whichever the record it is part of Hyderabad business unit, she can modify that. That is write privilege. Delete also same. Shavya can delete the records of Dattu. Shavya can delete the records of herself. Shavya can delete the records of RAM. That is delete privilege. So assign and share. Assign and share also same. So Shravya can open any record which was created by Dattu and she can modify the owner of that particular record. Assignment means what? Modifying the owner. Let's say initially Dattu is the owner for one record. So Shavya can open that record and change the owner from Dattu to Ram. She can do that because she has assigned business unit level. Assigned business unit level means she can open any record which is under her BU and she can modify the owner of that particular record. That is called assignment. BU level assignment means she has the visibility, she has the access till her BU level. Okay, whichever the record created under her BU, she can open and change the owner of that particular record. So that is assignment BU level, business unit level. Next is share. Share also same. She can share the record. So she can open any record under her BU and she can share that record to anyone. So she can open Dattu record or she can open Ram record and she can share it with any other person. So that is share under business unit level. See, if I ask you one thing, uh, can Shravya see the records of Lee? So Lee is in Shanghai business unit. Uh, Shravya is in Hyderabad business unit. My question is, can Shravya see the records of Lee? Records created by Lee.
No.
No, she will not able to see the records of Lee because Lee is in which business unit? Shanghai business unit. Shavya is in which business unit? Hyderabad business unit. So read privilege, what I gave, read privilege is business unit level. So she only have business unit level access. She is into which business unit? Hyderabad. So she has the visibility till her BU only, till her BU only. She cannot see the records of Lee because he is into a different business unit. So she can't see the records of Lee because they are into different business units. If Lee is part of Hyderabad business unit, yes, she can view it. But Lee is not part of her BU. So she cannot view the records of Lee. Okay, so that is BU level. Okay, so that is a sales manager business unit level. So let's configure the sales manager security role. Okay, this is sales manager. I wanted to define the security matrix for account entity. So this is account entity. So create, I am giving it like business unit level, read business unit level, write business unit level, delete, append organization, append to organization, business unit level, business unit level. So this is for account entity. Now I also wanted to modify it for employee entity. Okay, this is employee entity. So for employee entity also I wanted to modify. Create BU level, read BU level, write BU level, delete BU level, append org level, append to org level, assign BU level, share BU level. Okay, now this is done. So let's save it. Now we configured sales manager. Similarly, you also need to configure it for other entities like for claim entity, for product entity. For all those entities, you have to configure similarly. Okay, I am only showing it for two tables. Okay, but you have to configure it for all the tables. Now sales manager is done. Now I wanted to create or configure another security role. Sales manager is done. What is the next role? This is associate director, sales associate director. Let's configure this. So what is the, and now I wanted to create sales associate director security role. I wanted to create sales associate director security role. If I want to create this security role, I need to open the relevant security role. What is the relevant security role or a similar security role to associate director? It is sales manager, right? So first I will open the sales manager. I will copy the sales manager security role and I will create a sales associate director security role. I'm not directly creating a sales associate director security role. Instead, I'm opening sales manager security role and I am copying the sales manager security role. So now sales manager security role is already open. So now I am copying this particular role and giving the name like sales associate director. Okay, so I am just clicking on copy. Could not be copied. Okay, privileges are updated. Okay, I think it is not supporting sales associate director. Okay, so applies to all users. Let's say copy. So we are not able to copy. I don't know why. Because previously we are able to copy. So let's go to the previous security role. Okay, if we are not able to, then you take the previous role itself, support user. So this secure, open this is the support user security role. Copy this role. Let's see if we can copy this or not. Associate director or sales associate director. So here also you can give it like this. Okay, click on copy. Now I am copying the existing role. So now we are able to create sales associate director. Click on security roles, open sales. Now sales associate director security role is created. Let's open this. Now I wanted to configure the security matrix for this particular role. So here you need to choose all tables. Okay, let's go back to the Excel. So now you are going to configure sales associate director. Okay, come down. So here, okay, let's go up. We'll try to, okay, let's define it here, sales associate director. Okay, now we are going to configure sales associate director. So let's copy the same thing. Okay, so let's paste it here. Okay, so now you have to configure sales associate director. Okay, so for sales associate director, we all know that sales associate director will have higher privilege than sales person. See, sales associate director has higher privilege than sales person and sales manager, right? So they have higher privilege than salesperson and sales manager. So I have to give more privileges to sales director. So for salesperson, I have given user level access. Sales manager, I have given business unit level access. For sales director, I am going to give parent child. See here, user level, I gave it to salesperson, business unit level, sales manager. So now I am giving parent child business unit. So this is the privilege that I am giving it for sales associate director. So this is parent child. Parent child create, parent child read, parent child delete, parent child write. Okay, here for employee also same. Read parent child, write parent child, delete parent child, assign parent child, share parent child. Okay, so now I gave parent child business unit level access. First of all, who is associate director? Who is associate director in this particular map? Who is the
Venkat.
Venkat is the associate director. See here, Venkat is the associate director. He sits in which business unit? He sits in
India.
which? India.
India.
Okay, so he sits in India business unit. What is the permission that we gave? It is parent child. So it is parent child business unit. So Venkat has associate director security role, and Venkat is part of India business unit. So India has how many child business units? India has how many child business units?
One,
Two business units.
two, two, two. Bangalore
Yeah,
also.
Hyderabad and Bangalore. So India has two child business units, Hyderabad and Bangalore. Okay. Now let's say in Bangalore we have Sharath. Okay. We have Kiran. Okay. Let's say they are part of Bangalore business unit. Okay. Two persons. Now, which permission I gave? Create parent child business unit. So let's say account create parent child business unit, which means that, let's say if Venkat logs into the system, let's say I am the Venkat user. I logs into the system. Okay, now I can click on account. So we are talking about create privilege account create privilege. So this is account create means new. When I click on new, a record will be created, right? See, now I can create an account. So let's say I can keep it like Oracle. Okay. So I can give the account name, company name like this, and I can keep the owner. See here, I uh, I can be the owner. Venkat can be the owner. I can create a record for I can create a record for myself, or I can create a record for Dattu, I can create a record for Shavya, or I can create a record for Sharath, or I can create a record for Kiran. So, uh, create parent child means, so Venkat is part of India business unit. India has two childs. So, Venkat can create a record for any user who are part of these three business units. Venkat can create a record, okay, create a record for any user who are part of these three business units. Venkat is part of India business unit. India has two chairs, Hyderabad and Bangalore. So Venkat can create a record for Sharath, Kiran, Dattu, Shravya, Ram. Can Venkat create a record for Lee?
No.
Why?
Venkat is having only privilege for India only.
Right. Venkat has parent child business unit create. Okay. See, Venkat is associate director. So associate director is only having parent child create. Parent child create means he is part of one business unit. Let's say if he has any child business units. Yes, he has Hyderabad and Bangalore. So he has the visibility, or he can create a records for Hyderabad BU users, Bangalore BU users, and Hyderabad BU users. But Lee is part of which business unit? Shanghai. Shanghai is child business unit to China. It is not part of India or its childs. Shanghai is a different chain. So Shanghai comes under China. So he cannot create a record for Lee, he cannot create a record for John or Robert, he cannot create a record for Julie or Sean because they are from different BUs. Okay, let's say if Hyderabad has a sub business unit. Okay, let's say if Hyderabad has sub business unit like Kammam, this is sub business unit. Let's say Kammam business unit and Warangal business unit. Let's say if Hyderabad has two sub business units, okay, Hyderabad, Hyderabad has Kammam and Warangal. Let's say from Kammam we have Satish, from Warangal we have Lokesh. Okay, see, Venkat can also create a record for Lokesh and Satish because India has Hyderabad business unit as child. Hyderabad has Khammam and Warangal as chains. So they are in the same chain. They are in the same chain. Let's say if you have 100 business units under India business unit, for the users who are part of those 100 business units, Venkat can create a record for them. So Kamam is not a direct child to India, but it is the child to one of the child of India, right? See, Kamam is not a direct child to India. Kamam is a child to Hyderabad, but Hyderabad is a child to India. So indirectly, so it is related to India business unit. So you can create a record. Venkat can create a record for Satish and Lokesh. That is create. Read means Venkat can see the records created by Dattu. Venkat can see the records created by Kiran. Venkat can see the records created by Satish and Lokesh. All the users which are from the from these business units. That is read. Write means Venkat can modify the record of Dattu. Venkat can modify the record of Lokesh, Satish, Kiran, Sharath, all the users who are part of these business units. He can modify. Delete also similar. He can delete any record created by these users who are part of India, Hyderabad, Bangalore, Warangal, and Khammam business units. Okay. Assign and share also same. He can assign, he can open any record which was created by these users, the users part of these business units, and he can modify the owner of that particular record. Share also similar. Okay, so that is parent child. Okay, parent child means what? So he will be part of one business unit. If that business unit has any chains, so he has the visibility to those chains, those child BUs as well. So that is parent child. Okay. So now we are done, and we are done with the associate director. Associate director. Now, what is the last one that you have? Director. So let's create a sales director security role. Okay. So here first you need to configure associate director. So let's open account. So this is account entity. So create parent child, read parent child, write parent child, delete parent child, append organization, append to organization, assign parent child, share parent child. So let's go back to employee entity. So this is employee entity. So give the permissions, create parent child, read parent child, write parent child, delete parent child, append organization, parent child, parent child. So this is how you have to configure associate director. Now you are done. Save. Okay, now it is done. Let's go back again. So let's create the last business unit, that is, sorry, last security role, that is director, sales director. Okay. So first open the support user security role. So this is support user security role. I'm going to copy this role, copy the security role. So this is sales director. Okay. So description, I can give the same thing. Okay. Applies to, let's say, all users. Okay, let's click on copy. Now we are going to create a sales director security role. Okay, now it is done. You can search from here sales director. So this is sales director security role. Okay, click here, show all tables. Okay, now you have to configure the privileges for director. So let's go back to the Excel again. See here, now we are going to configure security matrix for sales director. Okay, so here, okay, so let's copy this. Okay, and paste it here. Let's paste it here. Now you have to configure the security role for sales director. We all know that sales director has the highest privilege. So sales person has lower privilege than sales manager. Sales manager has lower privilege than associate director. Associate director has lower privilege than director. So director has the highest privilege. Okay, so since he is having highest, he should have the highest privilege. Now I am giving the create org level, all org level, org level create, org level read, org level write, org level delete, org level assignment, share. For employee entity also I'm giving the same thing. Okay. So all org level. What does this mean? If I give org level create, what will happen? First of all, who is director? Who is sales director in our map? Who is the director?
Kim.
Kim. See here, Kim. He is from which business unit? Korea business unit. Okay. So Kim is the director. He has org level create. Org level create means what? There is no restriction. Org level, if you see org level privilege, you no need to worry about that because he can do anything. If I give org level account create, see here, you have sales director here, you have sales director here, and he has, see, this is sales director, he has org level create. Org level create, what does this mean? He can create, he can create a record for any other user. This is account create. Account create is org level. Let's say Kim logs into the system. Okay, so Kim logs into the system. We are talking about Kim logs into the system as a director. So we are talking about account create. So this is create, account create. He can click on new and he can provide the name, any name, let's say EY, and he can save this record and he can put any owner here. See, owner should be any person from any business unit. So so Kim has a privilege that he can create a record for any other user. He can create a record for John, he can create a record for Shan, he can create a record for Sharath, he can create a record for Venkat, he can create a record for Ram. Any user, part of any business unit, it doesn't matter. Okay, so if it is org level create means there is no restriction. So Kim can create a record for any other user. Read also same. If I give like a read organization level, Kim can, a director, I mean whoever has that permission, he can see all the records. Organization level read means that entity records, that entity record, any person might be creating an account. See, John has created two accounts, Dattu has created two accounts, Venkat has created one account. So all these accounts will be visible to Kim because he has organization level read. Okay, on that particular entity account he has organization level read, which means that he can see all the accounts, all the account records. Write also same. Write organization means he can update any account record which was created by any user. Delete also same. Delete organization means he can delete any account record which was created by any user in the system. Assign and share also same. Okay, he can change the owner for any account record. He can also share any account record to any other user. So that is organization level. So if you give organization level privilege, which means that there is no restriction. He will have the full access on that. Okay. So that's all we have on the security roles. That is how you have to configure the security roles. Let's say you configure these four security roles, right? So let's configure this director, sales director. So this is account entity, create organization, read organization, write organization, delete organization, append organization, append to organization, assign organization, share organization. Okay, similarly employee, this is employee record. So create organization, read organization, write organization, delete organization, append to organization, assign organization, share organization. Okay, save. Now you are done. So we configured all the security roles. Okay, see, we configured business units, we configured teams, we configured users. Now we also configured security roles. Security roles also configured. Once you configure a security role, you need to assign these security roles to users. Okay, so let's say you have users like Dattu, you have Shavya, you have Ram, you have Venkat, etc. So for all these users you configured, you need to provide the security roles. How many security roles you configured? You have configured four security roles, right? So you have four security roles. So you need to provide the security roles to a respective person. Like Dattu is sales person, Shravya is sales manager, Ram is, let's say, sales person, Venkat is associate director. Okay, so now you also configured Kim, let's say. So Kim as director. So you also need to assign the proper role to a specific user. How to provide a security role to a user, I can show you. So you can go to settings. This is your settings option. Click on settings, security. Now you can go back to the users. You can go back to the users, click here, open the user that you want to provide a security role. Right now, I do not have any users because it is a trial version. So let's say this is your user. Let's say this is Dattu user. So you can select Dattu, click on manage role, and search for the salesperson security role. So you have salesperson security role here. You can select this particular salesperson security role and click OK. Then this particular role will be assigned to this particular user. You can also assign multiple users. You can also select multiple security roles to a single user. That is also possible. A single user can have multiple roles. Okay, so this is how you can assign a security role to a particular user. Okay, so with this we are done with the security roles. Okay, now let's move on to another topic, that is access teams. Okay, so what is this access team? This is also very important. Access team, see, we have seen about teams. Here we have seen about teams. These are owner teams. The type is owner. The type of this particular team is owner team. So now we are talking about access teams. What is the importance of access teams? What is the importance of access teams? Let's say, let's say you have a scenario here. You have a scenario. What is your scenario? Uh, let's click on sheet 3. You have a scenario like this. Let's say Dattu. Let's take an example of Dattu. Dattu is part of which business unit?
Hyderabad.
Hyderabad. Dattu is part of Hyderabad business unit. We also have Shan. Okay, Shan is there. Shan is part of which business unit? Shan is part of which
Paris.
business unit? Paris.
Paris.
You have Paris BU. Under Paris BU, Shan is working. See, we have a requirement like this. So Dattu created one record. Dattu created one account record that Shan wanted to see it. That Shan wanted to access it. See, Dattu created one record. Dattu created one record, and that record Shan wanted to see. Is it possible to showcase Dattu's record to Shan? They have salesperson security role. They both have salesperson security role. Salesperson security role means what? Shan can see his records, Dattu can see his records. He cannot see others records. But the requirement is Dattu created one record. That record Shan wanted to see. Will it be possible with the security role?
No.
No. So using the security role, you cannot provide an access to Shan to view the record which was created by Dattu. Dattu created one record. That record Shan wanted to see, but that is not possible because say they both have salesperson security role. If they have salesperson security role, they have user level read access. User level read means what? Dattu can see his records. Shan can see his records. They cannot see other records. But the requirement is Dattu created one record, but that record has to be shown to Shan. Okay, in this case, what we can do, we can implement a concept called access teams. Okay, so they introduced a concept called access teams. Okay, so here without changing the owner of the record, without see on we are not changing the owner in case of access teams. See, all the privilege access is depending on the owner field, right? Owner field. But in case of access teams, we are not going to change the owner. owner of that particular record. Owner of that particular record will be Dattu only. Let's say Dattu created one record. Okay, Dattu created one record. So he will be the owner of that particular record. Dattu only the owner of that particular record. But we will be providing an access to Sean by using access teams. By using an access team. How we will define a team. Okay, we will define an internal team. We will define an internal access team. Into that access team, I will add Sean as a user. Okay, see, Dattu created one record. Let's say this is Dattu's record. Let's say this is the HCL record is created by Dattu and he is the owner of that particular record. Now I want to showcase this record to Shan. He's part of out of uh, he's presented in Paris BU. So I am not going to change the owner of this particular record. Owner will be Dattu only. Instead of changing the owner, I will create a specific team for this particular record. Okay, so for this particular record, I will create an access team. Into that access team, I will add Shan as a user so that he will get the access on this particular record. See here, the main difference is we are not touching the owner of this particular record. Without touching the owner of that particular record, we are defining a access team. Into that access team, we are adding a user called Shan. Okay, each and every account will have a access team, specific access team. Into that access team, you can add whatever the user that you want. Let's say if you want to showcase to Shan, you can add Shan. If you want to showcase it to let's say who are all the users, let's say if you want to showcase this to Shan, you can add Shan into access team. Let's say if you want to showcase this to John, you can add John into the access team. Okay, so that is the importance. So we will define a access team on a specific entity to provide an access to other users who are not having the access on the particular record. Without modifying the owner of that particular record, we will define an access team. Into that access team, we will add the respective users so that they will get the access on that particular record. Okay, I will show you how to define the access teams. Okay, so let's say if you want to define the access team for account entity, so this is account specific, sorry, entity specific. You can define access team for account or employee or claim, like that. Okay, so you can define an access team on entity level. Let's say I want to define access team for, let's say, employee entity. Okay, so for an employee entity, I wanted to define the access team. So first thing that you wanted to do is you need to go to that particular entity called employee. Let's go to this entity called employee. So let's go to settings. Okay, go to solutions, open the solution, expand entities. This is employee entity. Click on that particular entity. This is employee entity. So this employee entity, these are the properties of the employee entity. When you come down, you can see an option called access teams. So there should be an option called access teams. Okay, so let's see here you have an option called access teams. So first you need to enable this option. So this option, access team option, you should enable on a particular entity. Let's say you have sport entity. If you want to enable an access team for the sport entity, you need to click on that entity. So this is sport entity. See here you have access team option. So first you need to enable this option. Enable it, save it. Okay, save it. publish. Okay, now this is done. Publish is done. Now we enable the access team option for employee and for support entity. Let's say if you want to create an access team, let's go to settings, security. See here you have, click on security. See here you have access team templates. You need to go to access team templates and you have to define access team template. Okay, now you have to define an access team template. Okay, like this. So I already defined a template. I already defined a template for employee entity. Okay, so let's define a access team template for sport. For sport entity, I enable the access team. So you can click on new. You can click on new option. Let's say this is sport access team template. So this is the template that I'm creating. This is access team template. Which entity I should select? Sport entity. See here in the entity option, you can only see two entities, employee and sport. Why you are only able to see two entities? Because for these two entities only, that access team checkbox is enabled. Okay, for other entities, access team template, access team option is not checked. Okay, since these two entities only having access team template option enabled on a particular entity. Okay, these two entities, these two entities, I'll show you here. See, for employee entity, I have access team template option enabled. So if I go to sport entity, see access team checkbox is checked. If I go to contact, you cannot see that option. See, access team is not enabled for contact. If I go to claim entity, for claim also you don't see. See, it is not enabled. So that is why it is not showing. Claim, product, account, contact, those entities are not showing up here. Only these two entities are showing. Okay, let's say I'm defining a template for sport. So what is the first thing that you have to do? First, you need to enable this access team option. Second thing is you need to define a access team template. Okay, you need to come to security. You need to go to access team template. You need to click on new. You need to define a access team template for sport, let's say. Okay, entity, you can select it as sport. So here you have access rights. So what access rights you wanted to provide? So you wanted to provide read access, or you wanted to provide write access, or you wanted to provide delete access. What access that you wanted to provide, that you wanted to grab? See here, Dattu created one record. Okay, Dattu just wanted to showcase this record to Shan. Dattu just wanted to showcase that record to Shan. Dattu don't want to allow Sean to modify the record, or Dattu do not want to modify or delete the record which was created by Dattu. Okay, Dattu created a record that he wanted to showcase it to Sean. Just wanted to see the record information. But Dattu do not want to allow him to modify the record, or Dattu do not want him to delete the record. So what access rights we can perform? We can give read access. Okay, now I am giving read access. Let's say depending on the requirement, you can provide the access rates. Sometimes you also need to enable the user to update the record. In that case, you can also give write access. Okay, so these are the access rates. Depending on the access rights only, the person can modify the record, or modify the record, or read the record, or delete the record, or assign the record. Okay, so you can click on save and close. I created one access team template. Okay, so you can refresh. See, now you have two access team template, one template for employee, another template for sport. So first thing is you need to enable the access team checkbox. Second thing is you need to create a template. Third thing is you need to add this template onto form. Okay, so now you have access team template. Now you have access team template for employee entity you have access team template. So this access team template, you need to add it on the form. You need to add this on the form. So let's go to employee. So when you open any employee, see, you should be able to see the access team template. I think this is the access team template I already added. So I will show you how to add an access team template onto a form. This is employee information form. So let's go to employee, click on the forms. So open the information form. So I just wanted to add access team template onto this particular form. Okay, this is the access team template. Let's remove. Okay, so now I just wanted to add access team template just under approval status. Just under approval status, I just wanted to add access team template. Okay, how to add access team template, I'll show you. You need to go to insert, so click on subgrid. You need to click on subgrid. So here you records, you need to select all record types. Okay, all record types. Entity, you need to choose it like users. Okay, so records, all record types, entity, users, default view. So here you need to choose uh, let's say enable. Here it should show. Okay, just give me a second. So here you need to choose associated record team members. This option you need to choose. Okay, default view, associated user records, you associated record team members. See here the template, team template, it is showing like employee access team template. See, whatever the template that we created here, employee access team template, the same template it is coming up here. So if you want to add an access team template on a form, first you need to insert. So I'll show you one more time. Let's say you are here. You need to click on insert, subgrid. So here you need to choose all record types, entity, user. You should select user entity, and then in the default view you should choose associated record team members. When you select this, you can the team template, you can choose it like employee access team template. This is how you can attach a access team template onto a form. So you can give the name like employee access team. Okay, you can give any name, but I'm just giving you this name. So when you click on OK, this team will be added. Access team will be added. See, access team got added here. So click on home, save, publish. Okay, now I am publishing the changes. Now we added access team onto employee entity. I'll show you. Now let's go back, refresh this particular record. This is employee record. Okay, so this is employee record. This is employee record. See here, see here, I have two employees. Let's say this employee record was created by Dattu. Let's say consider owner is Dattu. Okay. Now this record he wanted to showcase it to Shan. Okay, this record he wanted to showcase it to Shan. In that case, what he can do? So this is access team. See here, a team is there here, which is showing up here. This is access team. So he can click on add user. He can select Sean here. He can click on Sean and he can add that Sean user into this team. Yeah, right now I do not have the user like Sean. That is why it is not showing up. Okay. Let's say if you click on here, it will show all the users in the system. You can select any user and click add. When you click add, a user will be added on to access team. Then he will get the access. Okay, so each and every record, so this is one employee record. If you go to another employee record, it has a different access team. So here you will have a different team. So each and every record will have a separate access team. Okay, each and every record will have a separate access team and separate team members. Okay, so that is how you can create a access team, and you can add the users into the access team, and those users will get the privileges based on the access rates that you are providing. See, the access rates that you are providing here, it is very important. See, the access rates which you are providing here, it is very important. Depending on the access rates only, the users will be accessed. Let's say if I only give read, they can only read the record. They cannot modify the record. Let's say if I also give read and write, they can see the record and they can also modify the record. So this access rates which are defining under the template, it is very important. Okay, so that is how you can provide an external access to a person who is out of your reach. Okay, see, Datto is in Hyderabad business unit, Shan is in Paris business unit. So, okay, they cannot see the records. Uh, um, they cannot see the records of each other, right? See, if they wanted to see the records of other, let's say Dattu wanted to see the record of Shan, Shan wanted to see the record of Dattu. In that case, as I said, you can define a simple access team and you can add Shan or Dattu into the team, and they can view the record. Okay, so that is about the access teams. That is about the access team. It is very, very important. So in this using access teams, we are not changing the owner of a record. We are not changing a owner of a record. Instead, for each and every record, we are defining an access team. Into the team, we are adding users so that users can get the access over the record. Okay, so that is about the access teams. So we have a last concept, that is field security profile. Okay, so we have a last concept under security model, that is field security profile. Name itself, it is saying field, so it is related to a field. See, whatever we are talking about right now, read, write, delete, all these operations are specific to a record. See, if I want to show this record to anyone, or if I want to hide this record, or if I want to restrict the user to create a record, or if I want to restrict the user to delete a record, that is a record level access I am blocking or giving. So I can restrict a user to create a record, I can restrict a user to read a record, I can restrict a user to delete a record, complete record. What in case if I want to block a user to see the specific field data? I have a confidential data. Let's say, let's go to an account. Let's go to any particular account. Say, let's say I have annual revenue field. Okay, I have annual revenue field. So this is having a revenue value. It is showing a revenue information, right? It is a confidential information. I do not want to show it to anyone. I only wanted to show to a specific people who has higher level access. So this, I wanted to restrict a field access, not a record up. I do not want to restrict the complete record access. They should be able to see the record, but they do not want to see the record, field information like annual revenue. I am not blocking the complete record. Instead, I only wanted to block the annual revenue information. So in this case, you cannot you cannot achieve this requirement by using security roles, by modifying the security roles. Let's say you have sales manager, salesperson, associate director, director, these security roles you have. By modifying the security roles, you cannot restrict a field access. You can mm, you can restrict the access of a complete record using security role, but you cannot block a field access using security role. Okay, for this reason they introduced a concept called field security profile. See, I'm again telling you, I am not blocking the complete record access. They should be able to see the record, but there is a field called annual revenue, which is a confidential information. I wanted to block this information visibility to specific users. In that case, we need to configure a field security profile. Okay, in that case, we need to configure a field security profile. So let's say for which field we wanted to configure the security. I want to configure the security for annual revenue field. So first you need to enable field security for this particular field. I wanted to enable field security option for this particular annual revenue field. Okay, let's go to this particular field. It is on account entity. So let's go to account entity, go to fields, click on display name, annual revenue. So let's find out where we have annual revenue. Here we have annual revenue. So let's double click on this particular field. See here, when I click on this field, you can see security, field security. This option by default it was disabled. So now I am enabling this option because I wanted to configure a field security option for this particular revenue field because it is confidential. So first thing that you have to do is you need to enable this field security option for that particular field. So let's click on save and close. Enable the field security for that particular field. Okay, let's click on accounts. You need to publish the changes. So click on save, click on publish. Now I enable field security option for that particular revenue field. So after that, you need to come to settings. So after that, you need to go to settings, security. You have field security profile. Click on the field security profile. So you need to create a field security profile. You need to create a field security profile. Okay, let's click on new. So now I am creating new field security profile. Uh, okay. Okay, I'm just giving like uh, annual annual revenue field security profile. Okay, so I'm giving the name like this. Go to the field permissions. Okay, let's click on save first. I need to save. I created a field security profile. Let's go to the field permissions. See, I enable the annual revenue option. See, I enable the field security for this annual revenue field. Similarly, on all the entities you have, on contact entity, you have two fields. Okay, on employee entity, you have one field where this field security option is enabled. On user entity, you have two fields where this particular field security option is enabled. So whichever the entity, whatever the field security is enabled, all those fields will be visible under security profile. field security profile. Now annual revenue, I for annual revenue I enabled field security, so that is why it is showing up in the field security profile. Okay, see here you have read, update, create. These are the permissions. So let's say double click on it if you want to modify. Let's say if you want to allow the user to read or allow the user to update, allow the user to create. See, I wanted to allow the user to create, but I do not want to allow the user to read it. I do not want to allow the user to update. Let's say I wanted to allow the user to read. Okay, so create and read I gave. Okay, so I want to allow the user to create a record, modify the record. Sorry, when you are creating a new record, you can enter the annual revenue and you can also read that annual revenue. So I gave read and create options, read and create. So when you go to the users, okay, see here you also have users and teams. What does this mean? See, to which users you wanted to allow and to which users you wanted to block. I want to allow the users, like I wanted to allow Dharani to view this particular field information. Let's say add Dharani. So similarly, you can add all the users which you wanted to allow the permission. Let's say I want Dattu to see this annual revenue. I want Shan to see this information. Okay, so whichever the user that you want to allow to see this annual revenue, you can add all those members here into this field security profile. Let's say I am Dattu. If I logs into the system, I can see annual revenue. Let's say if Shavya logs into the system, if Shavya logs into the system, she is not part of the field security profile. Let's say she is not part of the field security profile. She is not a user in the field security profile. Then even though revenue value will be there, but the revenue value will be shown like this. It will be masked like this. It will show like this. It will not show actual 50,000 value. Instead, it will mask like this. Whoever doesn't have the access on this particular field, the value will be shown like this. Whoever has the access, they will see the actual value. Okay, so now first you need to enable the field security for that particular field. After that, you need to create a field security profile. Inside that field security profile, first you need to set up the field permissions. What permissions that you wanted to give. If you give read and create, as a Dattu, I can see the information. And I can also, when I am creating it, I can enter the annual revenue. But if I try to modify it, I will not be able to because I haven't provided the update privilege. So even Dattu has the access, he will not be able to update because update access was not given. He can only read, he can only create. But if Shravya logs into the system and Dattu is part of the user, okay, Dattu is part of the field security profile, so he can see the information or he can create the information, but he cannot update the record. He cannot update the annual revenue because update permission was not given. But if Shavya logs into the system, she is not part of the field security profile. She is not part of the field security profile. So she will not be able to see the information. She will see the information like this, masked value. All the times the value will be shown like this because Shravya is not part of the field security profile. So she will not be able to see the information. So if he is part of the field security profile, he can see and he can create, but he cannot modify. If he is not part of the field security profile, he will not be able to see the information. Instead, he can see the masked value like this, all cross marks. This is how you can block a field information. Okay, if you have any confidential information like passwords, revenues, etc., if you want to provide a security on that particular field, you can define a field security profile for that. Okay, so that is the importance of field security profile. Okay, so with this we are done with the security model. Security model is very very important. You are not going to write any single line of code in security model. Everything is configuration only, but it is very very important. All the access related stuff is depending on this security model. So most of the access related issues you have to fix using security model only. Let's say you might, when you get into a project, you will get the issues like some user is not able to access a record, or some users are able to update the record even though if they do not have an access. So you will get this kind of issues. All that can, those issues can be fixed by using security model, by understanding security model. So that is very very important topic. Even though if you are not writing any code, this configuration is very crucial. Okay, so with this I'll just pause it here for today. So if you have any open questions, you can ask. Open for questions.